Hello, it's Pigsy. I had last night another encounter with a succubus, and it was just very strange because I could feel myself kind of gone back in my body slightly. Basically, I was kind of aware of the room, and it felt like something had just entered it. But to be honest, what I was at that point where I sensed something coming through like my front door of my flat, that something had just entered, and there was two of these like entities, and I think they were both female. I don't know, and it felt like my consciousness was spread out in the whole of my flat, like I was fog or something. It was a very unusual experience in the sense that you feel oblivious to what you are, and then you sort of come into realising that you're conscious. So maybe within what we know as sleep in our body, maybe there's a kind of dormancy in spirits as well, that they kind of go into a sleep of their own. Because I think we've all had it where you haven't dreamt of anything, it felt like it's all black, and then you just wake up, and that's it's kind of what it felt like, everything going into one. So anyway, I was back in my body, resting in my bedroom, and the entity walked in. It came in through by my bathroom, because I've got like this ensuite bathroom. So it come in there, and it was somebody in the past I quite liked. But it looked a little bit, maybe it looks slightly different. I just felt it was this person. And yeah, basically she said, "Oh, don't mind if I climb on top of you." I knew what she wanted, and you know, I thought, "Oh, this is quite nice actually." And I said, "Well, should have, you know?" She basically asked was unusual, so she climbed on top of me, and then I asked her, should I drop my bottoms as well, something like that. She said, "No, not yet." So it's very odd that it was kind of like wanting to get on top of me, but then not do any kind of act. But then I felt like this thing was naked on top of me. It was very unusual. And then I was wondering why there was another. I was also aware this other entity was out there as well. So whether it was just doing some sort of, just distracting me, or it was doing some sort of a check. But yeah, it says not yet. Yeah, that's right. You're not yet. You're not ready. Or something. So that's, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But then it shows you that your mind or spiritually get manipulated. I mean, I don't know why I would be. I mean, she was nice as a person in the past, but it wasn't her, and I was slightly aware of that as well. Because, like, why would you just walk through my wall or walk through the door? And then also how she was talking to me was different. I think it was just so I'd lower my guard, and you know, she did anything else weird. I wasn't like paralysis. It probably happened about 4:30 to 5 in the morning, and it could be a time when your hormone levels start to increase. But that may draw some spiritual entity in that's like that. You know, it's receptive to certain cycles in people's bodies. I don't know. So it's a bit of a mystery. But it doesn't particularly worry me, only that if I'm vulnerable, or where it might go, you know, what would happen if, say, you were dreaming you was, you know, making passionate love to some entity or something, and then you broke through and opened your eyes and then saw it was something completely different, like it was, you know, like some type of hag or something on you, or some creature. Like something from some movie, like some vampire on top of you. It'd be quite a scary, very scary experience. So, yeah. So I don't know what that means. I'm not ready yet. Is my will not submitted yet enough, or are they looking for something else? Maybe whatever they're planning to do might be quite painful. I don't know. It could be quite an unusual thing. But it definitely didn't mind jumping on top of me. And yeah, I think the other entity, basically that was probably true as well. I was wondering if it was another woman, but I couldn't really place what woman that would be. And it's very weird it dug out this person from the past, because I haven't, I mean, I occasionally see her, but I haven't seen her for a good 5 years. So it's an odd one. It shuffled out, but what it also means is that either I'm picking out random memories and it's something that's being created in my head from my consciousness, or the entity already knows stuff about me. So it's seen me before, it's aware of me, aware of my thinking, my thoughts. So it's something else I have to think about. I mean, for people that might suffer it and feel quite violated, I'm not too sure about. There might be some things to put some spiritual protection in. Maybe I need to put something in my bathroom. The entity's just sort of flying in through my bathroom. It might be something I need to look at. But then I don't. It's kind of like with paranormal and stuff. Like you're kind of interested to know more, and it didn't really upset me or anything. Because it did actually ask, and I did just say, yeah, okay. If I felt threatened by it, I would imagine the entity wouldn't have bothered, or it might have reacted differently. So I don't know what might happen there. Anyway, this is Pixie signing off, and speak to you soon.